Hi, I'm Jacob Van Dam. I'm here in Rock Island, Illinois. I'm non denominational. Um, as far as definitions of preaching, I'm guessing you don't want incoherent ramblings about, you know, the difficulty of a sufficiently exclusive but not excessively exclusive definition, and, definitions of what it is versus definitions of what it ought to be, that sort of thing. Uh, I was just in a cohort this past year on preaching and theology, and we had a whole conversation. um, but yeah, preaching is going to be some sort of communication moment that's part of the main service. That's usually going to be one person speaking to the rest of the congregation. Um, it's usually going to serve some sort of educational role or a uh, discipleship role, something like that. Um, yeah, I've hasn't been my experience where I've been the last few years, but most of my life up to now, I was um, in specific situations where it was more of a um, teaching, educational, cognitive type of experience. Um, with preaching being part of the main service, usually also worship is part of the main service. But again, my experience, excuse me, has mostly been for those to be very separate and segregated sorts of things. Um, for this class, I mostly just uh, hope to get more experience and education in preaching. In my undergrad, I took a very basic intro class, but that was very simple, you know, 3-point exegetical format, and that was it. And we didn't really get it all to like integrating preaching with the worship, nothing like that. Um, and my calling to the ministry of the word, I don't really know. I've preached before. I'm sure I'll do it again. Well, I know I'm doing it again. I'm doing it next weekend. But um, it's it's definitely a part of a lot of the ways that I could live out what I'm called to. Um, so we'll see.